Well, now that the Packers are reigning Super Bowl champs, the quest for a repeat begins today as players report to camp.
Well, it's going to look much different than it normally does because they have 6 guys that will be in the starting rotation when they come back and face Atlanta. On Sunday, the Bears came out here to Soldier Field and knew that they had to win to face the Packers. Well, they got the job done early, and now they know they're going to face a team that many felt they'd see in the playoffs.
Well, most of the country was only introduced to it on Super Bowl Sunday. Packers fans and definitely the players have known about it since it began 6 years ago.
Ever since he was called up on May 15th, he's done the job for the Brewers. In fact, he's been in so many pressure situations in his 21 appearances, he just loves the spotlight. Then he went down the road to Madison and became one of the best tight ends in the country, and now he's moving on to the NFL.
What you can't tell by seeing this on TV is that this belt is kind of heavy. It's about 8 or 9 pounds, and it really has to be fastened on the back to make sure it holds up. But the one thing that is for sure, it is noticed everywhere it's seen.
It wasn't a lack of confidence he was telling us. He said he was just frustrated. He just wanted to get it done. And in fact, today kind of a rare sight on a Sunday day game.
All right, thanks, Justin. Even though the players are only wearing helmets, practices are underway for the Packers. And with that, maybe things will get back to normal for head coach Mike McCarthy. He's had quite the week. Tim Van Voren is in Green Bay with why the coach is still trying to figure out what's going on. Well, in the last week, a number of players have left the green and gold, including Nick Barnett, Brady Papinga, Brandon Schiller, Al Harris has been gone, Darren College also leaving, along with Jason Spitz and Mark Tauscher. Corey Hall, Brandon Jackson, and Donald Liu went to the Eagles. But the good news is 10 out of 11 2011 draft picks have been signed and should be ready for practice tomorrow night at 7. Well, it looks like the Eagles are gearing up for the Packers as they signed the biggest prize in free agency, cornerback Nnamdi Asomugha. The former Raider is considered the best defensive back in the game by many and will be paid accordingly. He reportedly agreed to a 5-year, $60 million deal, making him the highest paid player at that position. They also signed quarterback Vince Young, so the Brett Favre rumors to Philly are now officially dead. Well, if there's a time for the Brewers to get hot, it's now. They're in a stretch where they play within their division for 18 straight games. They already took 3 straight from the Cubs, and they're looking for the same against the Astros, who came to Miller Park tonight. The Brewers start the night with a 1.5-game lead over the Cardinals and the Pirates, and Randy Wolf dealing, going 7 scoreless, striking out 5 while only giving up 4 hits. And it wasn't until the 5th inning that the Brewers' bats come alive. Look at the slow roller by Casey McGee just up the third baseline. It stays fair, and Prince Fielder scores. Brewers take a 1-0 lead. A couple of batters later, it's George Kataris up with the runners on the corners, and he comes through, lining one to left. Newly acquired Felipe Lopez scores. Brewers lead 2-0, and then the Brewers break it open in the 7th. Corey Hart with a hard single to left. 2 more runs score. The Brewers go on to win this one 4-0. Wolf gets his first win in more than a month, and Lopez is happy to be back with the club. Also in tonight's game, a very strange moment in the 5th inning as Astros outfielder Hunter Pence is called off the field during the game. He was pulled because he was traded to the Philadelphia Phillies for their top 2 minor league prospects. After giving hugs to his now former teammates, Pence left and is on his way to Philly, and now going from last to first place.
And this team knows that they can't quit. They have to get 27 outs to get the win, and the energy is always there. Check out this last play of the game last night. They're up 11-1. All they need is 1 more out. It's a foul ball over towards the stands. Josh Wilson makes the catch, but look at Nigel Morgan just avoid him in the soft roll right over his back. I'm telling you, guy must have had tumbling lessons at some point because he smoothly goes over Wilson, who makes the catch. Mark DeFelice loves it, and this team gets so energized, even in a game, that they win 11-1.
And it's one of those nights where people just come together to celebrate Packers football, as we were saying earlier. But this woman in particular was there to celebrate more than just the Packers. It was family and a very special day for her.
We're coming off a great Super Bowl.
With the grill fired up, lifelong Packers fan Ryan Fralick is looking forward to the action on the field at family night.
Seeing some good completions from Rodgers to different receivers.
Happy birthday to you.
But this year, what's on the field is only part of the festivities.
Dear Jelaine, happy birthday to you.
And coming off the Super Bowl and everything is just more than a Packer fan can take in.
Go Pack, go Pack.
Oh, my God.
Freilich's grandmother, Julaine Walczek,
My stomach is just kind of flipping around.
is brought to tears as friends and family serenade her on her 80th birthday.
Wait till you get to be 80. You'll be emotional, too.
As the tears fall, you can't help but notice the shoes.
Those are just some old gold shoes, and I got a card from my girlfriend with the stickers in, so I popped them on the end of my shoe.
I learned how to be a Packer fan by watching my grandma.
Now, Freilich's kids, Walczek's great-grandkids, can follow her lead, too.
This will be something we can look back on and talk about, you know, just experiences they've had with Grandma.
Walczek grew up on the east side of Green Bay and has been a fan as long as she can remember.
I go back so far, way back to speaking in the games when we were little kids.
And now at 80, she gets in with season tickets and a big party.
It's just a wonderful way to celebrate an 80th birthday.
And what was so great is she really was brought to tears by all the people singing happy birthday.
It's Carolyn's big day. It's our wedding day.
For every bride, her wedding day is supposed to be the day of her dreams.
And making sure that everything is just perfect.
People eating, dancing, celebrating the couple's magical day. But this Saturday, Carolyn Grazzano's wedding has an unexpected guest. The Packers playoff game in Atlanta.
See how many empty places we have at the tables once the night comes.
Carolyn and her fiancé Greg Volasek understand the conflict.
Kind of hit us and we're like, oh, okay, now what?
Even though both are Packers fans, this day is theirs and it's been in the works for nearly 2 years.
You just hope that everyone realizes the time and effort and money that you've spent putting into this day and planning.
At this point, there will be no Packer jersey over the dress, nothing. Hopefully.
While they do realize many will try to be in 2 places at once,
Pick your alliances. Is it Greg and Carolyn or is it the Packers?
they do know that technology is and should be on their side.
So everyone's just going to have to bring out their smartphones to check the scores and check in on the game.
It won't be on our mind, at least not until the end of the day, where we might look back and say, what was the score?
Yeah, what was the score? They do understand that smartphones will be used by their guests at the reception, and that's just fine with them. And they also hope their guests use the DVR so they can watch the game when they get home.
This is the team we want right here.
That's my high school coach.
Ever since the Rose Bowl ended, Milwaukee native Lance Kendricks has been waiting for draft day.
It's a dream come true.
Perfect guy to be in this situation. He deserves it, and we're proud.
I'm very nervous, and I just try not to think about it too much.
On Friday, the second round of the NFL draft got underway. And just over an hour into it, Lance's nerves were settled with a simple phone call.
Rams.
While pick 46 was being made by Denver, Lance was on the phone with St. Louis, who would pick 47th.
All right, bye.
Coach B?
No, that was a coach from the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're about to announce it.
With the 47th pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Lance Kendricks.
Now to get to this level and to do some of the things that he's dreamed of doing all of his life and to be surrounded by his family is really important.
Grandmama always said you were going to do well. From day one, Lance, she believed it.
My aunt came in my ear and she was like, your grandmother would be proud. So that's what got me. All day I was like, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to cry. And then soon I'm like, oh my gosh.
Just moments after fulfilling his lifelong dream, his 2 grandmothers who passed away while he was in college were on his mind.
Those are the people that I went to for advice and everything like that. So very important people.
With one phone call came many emotions and changed Lance's life forever.
Thanks, Coach. It was just like, man, this is crazy. And then to watch it on TV was even better.
And yes, it was really special to see him talk about his grandmothers because they were so close to his family. Everybody in his family told me about them. And the other thing that he did, he transitioned from wide receiver in high school to tight end in college, where, as I said, he became one of the best in the nation. And now hopefully he'll have that opportunity with the Rams in the NFL. Reporting live in Wauwatosa, Brandon Cruz, Fox 6 News.
That's a neat twist. All right, Brandon, thank you.